on that one. Miss Suji Brown.
You know that light that kids have? That joy, that zest that's burning inside them, just trying to get out? I had that light. And then I turned 13 and my parents went through a very nasty divorce, and I had to grow up in a day. I had to start cooking and cleaning and taking care of my dad and my younger brother and sister, and even myself. And it was hard enough being around in the 80s, but having the only divorced parents in the Indian community, it was just horrific. And I just was so ashamed that I mentally crawled into a dark cave. And I couldn't talk to people, even my friends at school. And I just eked through everyday life. When I was about 15, I started listening to those dark, new, moody, alternative bands, The Cure, Depeche Mode. The Smiths, they were my favorite. Morrissey, the lead singer of the Smiths, he understood me. He made me feel like I wasn't alone. Take Me Out Tonight, where there's music and there's people and they're young and alive. Driving in your car, I never want to go home because I haven't got one anymore. He wrote these songs of martyred, romantic love, and they were just like all the high school crushes I had on guys that never even knew I existed. After high school, my sunny personality started peeking out, and I attracted the interest of a senior engineer at the part-time job that I had. He would come down to my basement drafting desk and a candy bar in hand and say, "Hello, how's the blueprint business?" And so we started dating, and I thought, this is it. I found the one guy out there who likes me, so I married him. Marriage started out great, having a house, and baby, stability. Finally, somebody was taking care of me. And then I found out he was thousands of dollars in debt from his previous marriage. So again, the responsibility fell on me. I took care of the finances, had a household, and I just went right back into that cave. And I stayed in that cave for a very, very long time, until my husband found his true passion, which was a woman he met on a business trip to Georgia. So, divorce after 15 years of marriage just about snuffed that light out of me. I was just about done. But then I knew I couldn't go back deeper into that cave. I knew that I had to get out. So it started with baby steps. I made myself start talking to people that I didn't know every day. And weekdays were so easy because elevators are just little cages of fresh meat for conversation. And with my confidence, I got it all back from asking people their opinions on the weather. I stumbled back into dating when I hired a handyman to help me with some carpentry work. And he came back over after the project was finished with some double cheeseburgers and giant Cokes and said, "Would you ever consider dating a smoker?" And my gut said no. And I thought, this is the only other guy out there who likes me. Now, really, he wasn't the right guy for me. Not only was he a smoker, he was a metalhead, and he was 43 years old, AA member for 13 years, ready to settle down, have a family, where I already had my family, and I was ready to go out and catch a show with the Black Cat while he was, let's stay home and catch up on Shark Week. The sex was so good that I stayed home for the most part. But he also knew that he wasn't the right guy for me because he broke up with me on a regular basis. "Suji, why can't you spend more time with me? Suji, why do you have 4 phone numbers? Suji, how can you miss me when you are so busy?" So after the 41st breakup speech, we broke up. And I was so sad. I had 2 failed relationships, and there couldn't possibly be any other guy out there for me. That's when my sister stepped in. She put up a Match.com profile for me, without my knowledge. Called up my kids and said, "Are these some adjectives to describe your mom?" And they were like, musical, intelligent, cool. These are some great kids, they're right over there. And then my sister came up with, indie rock mom seeks partner for concerts and adventure. She let me loose on the profile and said, "I'm going to vet the guys. I'm going to monitor all your conversations so you don't make any more mistakes." Match was a very dismal place for me. All the guys that were interested in me were unemployed, 10 years older than me, or mostly subhuman. But what I did realize is that all I cared about was what music they listened to. And my first question was always, "What's your favorite band?" So one guy, Ravi, and yes, I did try to date within my race. I said, "Well, what's your, I said, do you like the Smiths?" And he was like, "Oh, yes, the Smiths. I like the Smiths." And I said, "Well, what's your favorite song?" And he goes, "Oh, the Smiths have so many good songs." Okay, just name one. And he said, Dancing Queen? So after searching on Match fruitlessly, I drank 3 glasses of wine, and then I made up my own ad. And I put it on Craigslist in the platonic section, looking for a concert buddy. And I said, "I love alternative music. Muse, The Editors, Spoon, and I would like someone to go hang out with. The 930 Club, Iota, Birchmere. If you have similar interests, please drop me a line." And then I just passed out with no confidence that I would get any responses. I woke up the next morning to a snowstorm of emails, and I couldn't believe it. I thought, look at all these guys out there that like me. I can choose. And the light inside me just started coming back on, and my daughter and I, the 18-year-old, we started flipping through the messages and throwing out the misspellers, married guys, anyone over 60, and a guy that asked me if I had a fat ass. And there was just one guy, we'll just call him Hot Rob. He didn't seem like a serial killer, so we decided to meet up, see if we'd click before trying to go to a show. And so, of course, I asked him, "What's your favorite Smith song?" And he said, "I don't know, there's so many." And then he said, "Panic." I said, "Panic? Don't you know How Soon Is Now is the best Smith song? Come on!" And then we just spent the whole evening talking about bands and clubs, and the light inside me just grew brighter and brighter and brighter. And then I realized that Morrissey knew all along, it took me years to figure out that there's a light that never goes out.